everyone, and welcome back to Johnny K Bets, where I break down my bets for the upcoming UFC event. This week we have probably one of, if not the best card in UFC Vegas 40, Ladd vs. Dumont. So before I get started, make sure you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for me. And don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on any of my content. Also, if you haven't already, please go check out my Johnny K Picks video where I break down the fights for UFC Vegas as well. Okay, so real quick here, I'm going to go over the bets for UFC Vegas 39, Dern vs. Rodriguez. So overall, it was a pretty profitable night. I ended up plus 4.7 units. I hit my 3-fighter parlay, which ended up being just a 2-fighter parlay because the Hawes win fight got scrapped. So Gutierrez and Brown both won money line. I also hit the Nicola by decision prop, as well as Rodriguez to win on the money line. So I'm definitely happy about last week because the last couple weeks were kind of meh. Hopefully we can keep the momentum going here and we can get another profit this weekend. But alright, so let's get to my bets for Vegas 40, Ladd vs. Dumont. Alright, so my first bet I have here is a 3-fighter parlay. I bet 1 unit on Firat, Klein, and Silva all on the money line, and I got that at plus 200. So I feel pretty confident about Klein and Firat in their fights. Both fighters are the better and more technical strikers compared to their opponents. So I really think both of them shouldn't have too much of an issue putting them away. In the Silva-Sanchez fight though, I think it'll be a little bit closer, but I still like Silva here to win. Again, I think he's the better striker, and I also feel like he does have more power. And not to mention, Sanchez has been KO'd a few times in his UFC career. That's how the fight is going to end. I think Bruno Silva is going to get the KO eventually. If for whatever reason the fight does get to the mat, I'll give the slight edge to Sanchez. He does wrestle, and he used to early in his UFC career, but lately he hasn't been trying to take down his opponent, so I don't know if that game plan is going to change or not, but either way, Silva does have pretty good takedown defense, so I'm definitely going to take Silva here. Okay, so for my underdog bet here, I have a 1-unit bet on Dumont to win, and that's at plus 120. So I'm not going to lie, I really feel like this may be my favorite bet of the card, and I'll get straight to the point on this one. I really don't know how Ladd's cardio is going to hold up in a 5-round fight. She hasn't fought in 2 years, and she just had a crazy fucking fly. She hasn't fought in almost 2 years, and 2 weeks ago she had a really bad weight cut. Though she only did miss by 1 pound, she looked really bad on the scales. I almost thought she was going to pass out a couple times actually, so I don't know if that's going to play a factor. To me, I think it does, even if it's just a little bit. But Dumont does have the advantage on the feet. I do think she's the better striker of the two, but if the fight does go to the mat, I will give the advantage to Ladd. But then again, Dumont does have really good takedown defense. And another thing you got to worry about too is if Ladd does come in here with a wrestle-heavy game plan, how is her cardio going to hold up? The more you try to take down somebody, the more cardio you use up. So I think really the only way Ladd wins here is if she gets an early finish, whether it's KO or submission in the first, maybe early second round. But the longer this fight goes, I favor Dumont, and I favor her very heavily. I even may throw a live bet. Let's say Ladd does win the first round and she's up. She's a pretty big favorite, and maybe Dumont's like a plus 200 or more. I may throw down on that because I'm telling you, I really feel like her cardio is going to crap out maybe after the second round. Okay, so I got a couple prop bets here. The first prop bet I got is a half-unit bet on Miller to win by submission, and I got that at plus 240. And the second prop bet I have is a 1-unit bet on Silva to win by KO, and I got that at plus 130. So for Miller here, he's facing a guy that's making his UFC debut, and honestly, I don't even know if he should be in the UFC. With the tape that I did watch of him, I mean, he does have okay low kicks, and he does have a little bit of power. He can take some people down, but there's nothing really that sticks out for me that he's really good at, which is why for me, I think Miller here with his experience, I really think he's going to steamroll Gonzalez, whether it's he gets him to the mat and gets a submission, or he knocks him down with a punch and then he jumps on him and gets a submission. One way or another, I really think Miller's going to get his 10th submission in his UFC career. And with Silva, as I said before, the dude has power. Most of his finishes in his career have been by knockout, and I'll say it again, I think Sanchez is going to get knocked out here. He's had a few knockouts in his career, and I don't think that's out of the question. Okay, so the next bet I have here is a 2-fighter parlay. I have a 1-unit bet on Carnelossi and Ameev to win, and that's at plus 121. So right off the bat, Carnelossi's fighting Nunes, and she hasn't fought in about 3 years. And on top of it, she's making her UFC debut against Carnelossi, who I don't know if you've seen her before, but she is a monster. So for me, that's just a recipe for disaster. I have no idea why Carnelossi is only at minus 150 or 160, because to me, she should definitely be above minus 250 right here. But I think Carnelossi is just going to be too strong for Nunes. She's either going to land a punch and drop her, or she's going to get her to the ground and pound her. And with Ameev, I'm going to be honest, if you've watched him before, all he does is take people down and he grinds them out for the whole round and he gets the decision. So, and I really don't see how that's going to be any different this fight. Roberts may be the more dangerous fighter because he's more of a finisher than Ameev. But as I said, Ameev is really good at taking down people and he wears you out. And after one round of being on the ground with him, I don't know if Roberts is going to have the chance to knock him out or submit him. And I really think Ameev can control Roberts the whole 3 rounds. So I really feel like he's going to get the decision here too. Alright guys, so it's my last bet of the night. It's going to be my Hail Mary Parlay. So before I break this down, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for me if you haven't already. So for my Hail Mary Parlay, I haven't done one in a while. It's been a couple weeks. The last 2 cards were kind of weird. There wasn't too many fighters for me to pick for my Hail Mary Parlay. But this one, I really feel like there's a really good chance a Hail Mary can hit this week. So I'm just going to throw down a quarter-unit bet on 8 fighters. I got Carnelossi, Klein, Ameev, Silva, Marquez, Farad, Miller, and Dumont, all in the money line, and I got that at plus 27.45. Now, like I said before in my previous videos for my Hail Mary parlays, I don't expect to win these. These are really just fun. So if you ride with me on this one, don't expect me to hit this one. But I'll be honest, I'm pretty confident in all these fighters winning. So I know I touched on a lot of these fighters, but the only one out of the 8 that I didn't touch on yet in this video is Marquez. So if Marquez can survive the initial flurry of Wright in the first round, I really think he's going to take over. Wright has 0 striking defense. 0. All he does is just go all out at you, get in your face, and try to knock you out as soon as he can. I think Marquez is tough enough to survive the first flurry of Wright. And as I said, if Marquez wants to take him down, I think he can. And he can get the sub with him, I believe, too. Alright guys, so there you have it. Those are my bets for UFC Vegas 40. Go ahead and comment below on your favorite bets. Or if you agree or disagree with any of my bets, that's cool too. If you want a more in-depth breakdown of all these fights, please go ahead and watch my Johnny K Picks video from earlier this week. Thank you for watching. Good luck to everybody, especially if you ride with me on any of the bets. And happy fight night.